and has never been witnessed earlier in any of the schools of Jaipur. This debate aims to break certain traditions by going a step beyond the conventional debating. Because of its impromptu nature, the debate will certainly bring out the true oratorical skills of the students as well as examine their current awareness. Motion. The motion of the news debate for the academic year 2014-15 is India standing at the threshold of having third party emerging as the choice of the majority, or is it all about BJP or Congress in elections 2014? The objective of the motion is to test the current awareness of the students, learn about students' orientation towards the forthcoming elections, and to update them about the political problems our country is facing. The esteemed judges for the event are Reverend Father John Ravi S.J. and Mr. N.D. Biju. Their presence, along with their unparalleled knowledge of the subject, will help in making the debate a grand success. Father John Ravi has been a guiding light for each one of us, and Mr. N.D. Biju, who is known for his command in English language, and as a teacher, no wonder he is like a walking thesaurus for us. The rules and regulations for this event are as follows. One question each will be asked to all 15 participants. After the participant has answered, another participant will rebuttal him or her. A maximum of 1.5 minutes will be given to each participant to answer, followed by another 1 minute for the rebuttal. Students will be judged on 4 parameters: content, expression, language and rebuttal, with each parameter holding 10 marks. Use of unparliamentary words and actions will result in negative marking. The decision of the judges will be final and no argument from the participants will be tolerated. Top 3 speakers will be awarded with mementos and certificates. Over to Shubham as he will be proceeding with the debate.
A very good morning, Reverend Father Principal, Biju sir, Vice Principals, respected teachers and fellow Xaverites. Before I proceed with the debate, few words of advice for the participants. Do not panic if you fumble while speaking. Continue speaking. Judges will basically judge your confidence rather than your vocabulary. Our vocabulary will be judged, but if you fumble, that does not make a difference, because such things are bound to happen in an extempore debate. And if you have completed your answer before the time span, that is 1.5 minutes, you can sit down, but do not cross the time limit. Okay? Now, I think one of the participants are missing from here. Okay, let's see. My first question to Soumya Bharti. A few months back, these elections were all about BJP versus Congress. But do you think that the formation of Aam Aadmi Party has changed the equation? Are their policies feasible?
Good morning everybody present here. Well, I believe the strong anti-incumbency wave that has been in India since I suppose the last 2 years because of the corruption, the inflation in the Congress government has definitely been there, but I don't think it is supporting any one particular party. Like in the Delhi elections, we saw the conflict between Aam Aadmi Party and BJP. But yet I can say that Aam Aadmi Party is a very strong competitor, and elections 2014 are not going to be just about BJP and Congress and the Modi wave, but also about the upcoming leaders like Arvind Kejriwal. He has proved that a common man can do hold a position like what we saw in the Delhi elections, that there were strong contenders against him, but yet he secured around 30 seats in the Lok Sabha. So I think he's a very strong competitor, but yet like every coin has its 2 sides. So also there was some political inexperience, and the party had provided the promises that it gave to the people, but yes, there was some ineffectiveness. So it's not that elections 2014 will be just Aam Aadmi Party, but yes, I can say that they are definitely going to be a very strong competitor for the major party
I heard you called Arvind Kejriwal a leader. Now, tell me which leader sits on a hunger strike and he's the chief minister when something is not done according to him. Tell me in the history that, okay, it is good to do hunger strike, but you cannot blackmail the Congress every time, I'll sit on a hunger strike, I'll die. Is this a leader?
Well, I believe that
So, any other person would like to interject her? Yeah.
Like to answer your question.
No, my question is you will answer later. Any other person would like to interject her?
You said that Arvind Kejriwal's government was ineffective. How could you say it was ineffective? It changed the whole political scenario of Delhi. You are saying it's ineffective. They gave free water to hundreds of people. That is not ineffectiveness. They gave free electricity. They gave
That is ineffectiveness. If you give free electricity, you are playing with the capitals, a nation's capital economy. Okay, at what cost do you give them free electricity? You have to surely increase some taxes, which would result in the same way. The prices will have to be paid by the common man.
why the taxes has to be increased?
Then how do you give them free
It was
electricity?
clearly said by him also, and we have also experienced the same thing. In the 60 years of this governance, we have seen lots of corruption. We said there should be a social audit. These governments never do audits. If Arvind Kejriwal said that he will not increase the taxes, he will do an audit, and that audit will show the corruption that is actually happening in the Congress and BJP. And if he is true enough, the social audit will come soon enough, and we'll able to know that there was really corruption. There is no need to increase the price.
We don't need to know that there is corruption, it is quite visible. In Congress or in BJP there is corruption. But the question is that if he was so effective according to you, then why did he leave? He should have survived if he was effective.
Let me give you some reasons. The police doesn't come under him. He doesn't control the police. There was a situation.
And he left not because of the police, he left because of the general public.
No, I'm giving you the reason. I'm giving the reason. First, listen to me. There were two reasons. First, the police was not under him. He was the chief minister, but he didn't have any power. He made rules and then
So, was he the first chief minister under whom the police wasn't? All chief
he was the
ministers-
first chief minister whom against there were two both parties. Always it was like, is it BJP or Congress? Might be says on some.
Congress backed him. They backed him. If he came into power, it was only because of Indian National Congress and nothing else.
How could you say that?
Because the BJP had won more seats. And if there were re-elections, then Arvind Kejriwal would have lost. But Congress backed him at that moment.
That's an assumption you are making. How could he lose? He won many seats and beat the Congress. He beat the present chief minister.
The Congress has to be beat now. Because they are not doing anything. They are just making a fool out of us, a fool out of
Gave RTI. I think Congress gave RTI. They are not fooling us. It's a tendency to think that they are fooling us. I think almost all the governments are fooling us. We are just trying to create an opinion out there. No, Congress is not nice, now we'll do BJP. But who gave this RTI? I think Congress
RTI
was
was not given by Aam Aadmi Party, it was given by Arvind Kejriwal himself and Arvind
But the
Kejriwal.
government was of Congress and then only it was passed. And most of the government were officials which are of Congress and they were found in some sort of corruption. They were really given the punishment. It was never that they were never given the punishment. It's a very big system, a population of 1.2 billion. How could you think there would be no corruption? This is not a perfect society. We don't have such less population that we can really control the corruption. There was it's a big population, the government is trying to do their best, but no one is perfect, even the Congress.
The government is trying to do their best in making money.
May I have a take on this question?
Yes, sorry sir.
You said Aam Aadmi Party, when they plunged into the main political street, they came with the idea, they were both against these two parties, and there will be an alternative to BJP and Congress, because they take up two important issues.
Okay.
One is corruption, and the other is the anti-graft movement. Then why did they intend? If it is a party is different, why did they intend Mukher Ansari at wrong? With so many murder charges.
That is what I am saying. You can ask this question to him because I said that the party was ineffective.
I am asking you.
Okay, let me say, we are trying to criticize the government, that's right, we have all the authority to do that. But thing is, with Aam Aadmi Party, we are being harsh. These governments have ruled for so many years, and we haven't raised a question like this. They come for 30 days, and we raise questions which are very specific. There are problems. He's inexperienced. It is his first time, but he's the one who gave the voices. Not one of us who stood here.
They are seeking the support of Mukhtar Ansari at all. They are trying to integrate into the party core.
Well, that's actually, sir, that's what to say, not legitimate. You can say that almost all of them are trying to do that. I cannot say that present.
Besides conducting a dawn, they gave a ticket, I don't know from which place, to Javed Jafri, who himself does not have a voting card.
I say, Arvind
What kind of governance is that?
Let me tell you, Arvind Kejriwal is the leader. It doesn't mean that all the people he would select would be as legitimate as him. No one is the same honest as Arvind Kejriwal is. There is a big party.
If I read something, I'll try my best to put in the best people. That clearly implies that he is not a leader.
Well, then how he won the election if he is not the leader? What is he then?
No, look.
Open the debate to others also.
Yeah, I will do it better.
Yeah.
Well, you said that Arvind Kejriwal is not a leader. Right? We have leaders like Modi sir and then Rahul Gandhi. These leaders have been moving our country like 60 years from now. Can you see any change?
I don't think Modi ruled it, BJP ruled it.
Yeah, BJP.
BJP or Congress. Hey, this is what the problem is. We are only concerned about Rahul Gandhi and Narendra Modi in these elections. No one is paying any attention to Congress or BJP.
60 years we've seen these parties coming and go, they did nothing. Just looted us and all. Can we change? Can we have a change? If he's not even a leader, can we have a change? Just
If in 1992,
Aam Aadmi Party came 6 months back. It won the elections of Delhi by support. It was a coalition government. And suddenly we are thinking that Aam Aadmi Party will come in power or it will earn the respect. Not at all. To earn the respect, we must have a strong base in India. They are even not aware of the normal conditions in what's happening in Kerala, what's happening in Jammu and Kashmir, what's happening in Arunachal Pradesh. Actually, as you said,
if they do not have a strong base, then they had a base in Delhi. Can they make the same trust of the people in Delhi?
sir, Delhi was literally frustrated. High prices of electricity, high prices of water. He just lured the people.
So you think that the selection of
I don't think the selection was
because of frustration?
because of frustration from Sheila Dixit and the Congress party.
Okay, so now interjections. Can you please turn on the mic?
If it was just because of frustration, then why not BJP? Why Arvind Kejriwal?
I did show you BJP won 33 votes in Delhi elections.
Yes, that is the point. BJP actually won more seats than Arvind Kejriwal.
Actually, sir, major problem is that
It never made majority. You have to be.
I'm coming to that point. I'm coming to that
That
point.
even more proves his point that they were frustrated. They did not know what to do. That was his point.
It's like a scene in Jimmy when everywhere is dark and we see a Jimmy. We have a hope, and at that time during the election of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal was that light of hope.
And you need to realize that the votes he got was around 70 or 80% from the youth. And youth is always frustrated. You cannot do anything about that.
I don't think, as she said that they didn't want the total majority in Delhi. See, India has a large population. Everybody has a different mindset.
Okay, now I'll move on to the next question. Part 7. Now we come to Congress. The question is, has Congress lost all its reputation? Part 7 is not here? Okay then. Tanya B. George. Has Congress lost its reputation? Has their legacy been literally destroyed? Can they overcome and manage to get a respectable number of votes this year?
Yes, I think that Congress has lost its trust, lost their trust. The people don't believe in Congress anymore. Congress has ruled the country for 2 terms, and it didn't do anything. India hasn't made much progress. India hasn't improved.
But it was more than Atal Bihari Vajpayee's time. More than Atal Bihari Vajpayee's time.
Basically, Congress is full of family domination. Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, it's full of that.
So I think the Bollywood is full of family domination. There is Rishi Kapoor, Raj Kapoor and all the Kapoors, but they are the best actors indeed. Then why do we always consider the family domination? If a family is ruling and they are ruling good enough, then why do we even bother about dynasties?
Family domination, it's like Rahul Gandhi doesn't even have much experience. He just says
More than Arvind Kejriwal, at least.
he has more than Arvind Kejriwal, but not much. He exactly whatever he does speaks in his speeches, he mostly tells us about the sacrifices his family has made. He tries to get sympathy from the people.
They have actually made a lot of sacrifices, and if he talks about them, then what is the goddamn problem?
If the sacrifices are his family members, he hasn't made a single sacrifice. He hasn't made a proper sacrifice.
So what do he just fucking body there?
He is trying to gain sympathy from others.
No, he is not trying to gain sympathy from others. The statement that he gave was, I am not afraid of Modi because I have seen my father and my grandmother dying, and that is not gaining sympathy. Okay? Be clear. Interjections. Rahul.
You said that Rahul Gandhi has experience, but what does he have experience in? Doing nothing?
No. In doing nothing that Arvind Kejriwal has lot of experience in doing that.
Yes, but he does not have experience, at least he made a promise.
Okay, then actually the youth congress is actually made by him, and I understand that he's not a youth anymore, but he considers himself to be one. That is not a problem. People can have ideas about themselves. But the thing is that he has done something for the country. He opposed the ordinance. You know what an ordinance is? He opposed the ordinance when it was passed by Sonia Gandhi and Manmohan Singh. Opposing your own family. Okay? That is quite a gutsy thing, isn't it?
But one thing I'd like to say is that Congress is not just about Rahul Gandhi. It's about the entire party, and there are a lot more members in the party, and for the president, it's
I would like to say that in these elections, it is about Rahul Gandhi. Because you cannot expect Manmohan Singh to get a third term. He's not working. He will be out, and he actually has cancelled his third term. So he is with Rahul Gandhi.
But campaigning in the last 2 months in order to win the election is not just enough after what trial to
Did I say anything about winning the election? I said winning a respectable number of votes. I think we'll move on to the next question. Okay. Simran Chaudhary. Now, if you look at the Congress manifesto, most of the promises are those which they could not fulfill in the last 10 years. Can 5 years seriously make some difference, or does voting for them means that we are again in trouble?
Yes, I think so. There must be a change. Congress has been ruling for 10 years, which I don't think the growth rate.
There must be a change. We are both, there must be a change. If they are not doing anything, there must be a change. What did Atal Bihari Vajpayee do? Tell me something about it. We are all saying.
He at least increased the growth rate.
Which growth rate Atal Bihari Vajpayee increased?
I think so. According to me, there was an increase in growth rate, and after when Congress was in.
Congress has increased the growth rate to 4.6% actually, and after the Bihari rule, Atal Bihari Vajpayee rule.
But there was a peak in Atal Bihari Vajpayee rules that 8% was in, I think.
8% was expected, but it was never achieved. And expectations are not achievements.
But they can be.
15 years back, man. How can they be now?
Now, how can we support Congress when we have seen them pass?
Why are you all calling me a pro-Congress person we are debating? I am just in favor of Congress. After 5 minutes I am in favor of BJP. You have to interject me. You have to prove me wrong.
I think so. According to me, not you. I'm saying about myself, I don't think Congress has done anything, and now, according to me, BJP manifesto has more better things.
Interjections.
Well, BJP also did development of Gujarat, but what about the Godhra crimes? I'm sorry, what about the Godhra riots? Well,
I think that India has also a majority of Muslim voters.
Mudra rights, is it proved?
Well, it is not.
Is it proved?
It is not true.
Why do you blame Narendra Modi for that? I don't understand it.
I'm not blaming Narendra Modi. I'm blaming BJP. In their list of people can
Who was the Chief Minister of Gujarat during CST?
Narendra Modi.
You are blaming him. Please understand that.
Okay, I mean I'm blaming him. But what about BJP's list of candidates contesting elections? There are only 2 Muslims. What about we have to think of all the religions when we are thinking of a developing country, not about only Hindus. Well,
We all know that BJP is pro-Hindus, but that does not mean that they are anti-Muslims.
Well,
Actually, on Narendra Modi's birthday, many of the Muslims were outside his house and they wished him after the Godhra riots.
well, what about the Andhra Pradesh? People are opposing Modi because they think that BJP is a racist government. What
It is
about
not a racist government. It is not a racist government.
people opposing? They are blaming people that if
People will support somebody, people will oppose somebody. They are saying that Rahul Gandhi is a child. So does that mean he's a child? He's a 42-year grown enough, mature man. He's not a child. They make jokes on him watching Chota Bheem and Pokemon.
Well, I think in Hyderabad, a minister blamed BJP that if we remove the police, Hindus can be destroyed. He and also blamed Narendra Modi for being a Hindu.
Is being a Hindu a crime? Then
It is not. It is not. Because he said that.
I'll move on to the next question. I have to. Mohammed Singh. When we talk about Aam Aadmi Party, we talk about Congress. And now winning is actually predictable who will win. But between these two, do you think that Congress can defeat Aam Aadmi Party?
First of all,
Or is it time up for them? Who would you choose when you compare between the two?
actually, I don't want to compare between the two. When we look at the whole electoral environment prevailing in India, we can see that the elections are basically, we can say, between BJP and the rest. Narendra Modi has presented himself as a candidate for the Prime Minister's post, and everybody is thinking Modi and the rest. Nobody is majorly thinking about the other parties. There are very regional parties, but everybody is like, you can say, Modi and the rest. That's the main thing. So I don't want to compare
I
between the
asked
two.
who would you choose between the two? Where did Modi come from? Congress or Aam Aadmi Party? The question is simple.
But that's my perspective that I don't want to compare.
Actually, in this question, I did not want to know your perspective. And even if I wanted to know, the perspective would have been on a different issue. Congress or Aam Aadmi Party? Will you answer that?
Congress is each party has we cannot decide between the two who is good or who is bad. Simple.
Because you have already decided on BJP, so you cannot decide on any other thing.
I already told you that we cannot say that a particular party is good or bad. Each party has
Approximately 15 minutes back, everybody was like, crossing Congress, pushing India. And now you're saying we cannot decide.
Each party has its pros and cons.
So tell me, who would you choose?
It's not the right time to
Okay, I don't know what the election was. Okay, you want to repeat?
Although your question to Mumal was not about Modi, but I would like to interject on Modi's topic. She said that everybody is saying that it's Modi versus the rest. It's a survey that was conducted by NDTV India.
Yes,
They went to Raveli town in UP, and what's his name?
He was not
This-
why?
Yeah, he resigned. I'm sorry. He resigned. But yeah, but he has. Though he has performed that he has done this thing practically, and I think that he is. It will be. Yeah, Modi. I think yes.
Everybody knows that it will be Modi then, but why? Only because of Gujarat's development?
Yes, because he has performed well.
Gujarat is equal to India, India is equal to Gujarat, rest of India is not equal to India?
It has. I didn't say that. Gujarat is doing well, but on the grounds compared to yes, it has been said that Punjab is also doing good.
Chandigarh,
Chandigarh, yeah. But
I don't don't know the chief minister, I'm sorry about that.
Prakash Gandhi,
Okay,
it's part.
Prakash Weber. So Prakash will be the next Prime Minister. You develop one state and they go gaga over you?
I don't think.
Interjections?
Well, you said what's the personality of Modi and all.
Yeah.
I mean no offense here, no offense to anyone here. But to me, I mean no offense anyone. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's clear.
Yeah. But what I want to say here is, we run after what we think is good. We actually all are stupid. No offense, but we are. Today Modi, if Rahul Gandhi, actually Modi is there because his record, although it has never been proved. And actually, let's just be clear, judiciary, half the cases are fooled. So if he is not proved guilty, that doesn't mean he is not guilty. And what he is not guilty, we really can't say that. I mean, half the...
So what, when I am supporting Modi, I just asked what is his personality or deviating from the question. Let's just move on to the next question. Vibhuti Gata. Now, she said, and I repeat, we cannot forget that Modi has a criminal record against him. How does it influence the thinking of a voter?
It basically depends on voters how they see this particular situation. He is not proved guilty.
They see it in one way, he has a criminal record which is not never proved. And why is it never proved? I don't have answers to that.
You can't call anyone guilty till the crime charges that are on him are proved. You can't call him guilty.
Yeah, that's why they took approximately 6 or 7 months or maybe even more when the Delhi rape case happened. Were they not guilty? Till the time he is not hanged, he is not guilty. Please clear the double standards.
You can't.
Till the time court gives him a death penalty, he is not guilty.
No, it's not death penalty. It's about till the crime is not proved.
Okay, the crime is not proved. Salman Khan killed people sleeping on the floor, but it is not proved, so he is not guilty. He killed a black dog, but it is never proved. He is not guilty.
A person is guilty when the charges on him are proved.
Oh wow,
Then-
thank you very much. Yeah, so continue. I did not know that. Interjections? Yeah.
On this one, I suppose.
Yeah.
Simple lines from Vibhuti's, whatever, ex-employee, that isn't it that voting for a mass murderer, it has not been proved,
Yeah.
I agree, that voting for a mass murderer is like marrying a rapist who pays his taxes on time.
No.
You can't call him mass murderer.
But, okay.
You can't call him mass murderer, and comparison to a rapist without proving him guilty is really not what we expect over here.
Kasab, who was Kasab was not guilty at the time he was hanged to death.
No, he was guilty. That was obvious.
He was convicted.
That was obvious.
Capital punishment is given only after
Yeah. He was convicted. He was caught with all that arms. Who goes with guns into malls? Only a murderer, only a criminal. You and I do not go that way. Until you plan to become terrorist. Thank you. Rahul Sharda. What do you think will be the nation's future after the new government is formed? Will it be better than before, or are we bound to suffer again?
See, it depends on what party wins.
Who according to will win?
I cannot support any party.
You cannot support, but you have a thinking.
I think AAP will win.
AAP will win.
Because I support AAP.
Why do you man should say? AAP will
See, Arvind Kejriwal made a mistake, and I accept that. But improvement
and
is not.
just made a mistake just 3 or 4 months before the general elections. Why would we vote for him? He failed them. They trusted him, and he failed them.
See, if you are sensible, you will think that improvement does not make sense. The mistakes are not performed. That is how you are going to improve. Yes, okay, he was excited and he had taken decisions in a hurry and he wasn't experienced, but then at least he
Those
tried.
are not decisions, those are failed policies. And failed policies do affect elections in a very bad way.
Well, okay, he failed, but Congress and BJP have been failing since the last many years. We have been giving them chances So why can't we give a chance?
Even if they failed, they continued for 5 long years. They did not resign. They did not leave. Additional
Because they were getting money.
capital and
If they were not doing anything, they were getting money. Why would they resign?
So is it all about money, you think?
For them it is, yeah.
And for Arvind Kejriwal?
Not for him, he is an honest man.
He is an honest man because he brought an RTI, because he did not want to live in a government bungalow. He is an honest man because he slept on floors. Okay, that is the okay, in the elections.
I have a question with you with what you said to him. You said that he made mistakes 3-4 months ago. But everyone has right to make mistakes. Then experienced people with so much, we are democracy, they have so much experience, still they are making mistakes, and you expect a man who is just 6 months old to not make any mistake?
No. If, okay, let's say, who is the new cricketer? Any idea? A new batsman? Pujara, okay. If Pujara gets out on a duck, what do we say? Oh, you're not safe. If he does not bat, we call him a Sri Lankan player. And if Sachin Tendulkar does not bat, we say that, okay, might be just one of those bad days. This is our mentality.
Wait, who is we? If you are we, then you are stupid for doing that.
No, I did not say. I actually opposed this thing on a social networking site, and that you can ask from any other person. I am just saying about experience. Experience. Talk about that.
Well, Arvind Kejriwal, okay, he wasn't experienced, but at least he tried. And he made promises. Okay, he did not fulfill the
If he was trying, then he should not have made all those promises which he knew would fail.
He did not know it would fail.
He knew it would
made
fail.
promises.
Okay, so now we move on to Siddharth Singh. We have got many chances. Okay, now, when we talk about BJP, is BJP only relying on Modi, or they have in them the part of winning without him?
Well, I say they are relying on Modi. The slogans are "Ab ki baar Modi Sarkar." Is there no identity of BJP itself? What is happening?
So you think that Modi can win without BJP? If he was not the chief minister, if he wasn't in the BJP, he would have won single-handedly. Does the BJP not play a role?
BJP plays a part, but at present what is happening that they are only projecting their Prime Minister candidate. They are saying Modi must be the Prime Minister because he worked very hard in Gujarat and in development. It's like everything is created as a hype in Gujarat. A small peanut grows, it is considered to be a coconut.
Yes.
Gujarat was always one of the prosperous states.
Yes, I agree. My father said to me once that which thing is difficult, and I would like to ask you all. Building first floor or building second floor on first floor? Which one is difficult? And the first floor was actually built by Indian National Congress in Gujarat. BJP or Narendra Modi had the foundation to work on. The foundation was laid by Indian National Congress, and then we criticized them. And we forget that many of the Congress people like Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi, they sacrificed their lives for the country. Okay.
So I say that they are creating a hype and there is a reason for that.
Implications of that. Yeah, Soumya.
You're saying that we should not, or you're against Narendra Modi and BJP just because they were all.
Never said that I'm
He is not against.
You are saying that they are creating a hype, but I'm trying to say.
We have a habit of, let's say, not winning is equal to failure, not supporting is equal to against. He is not against him. He is not supporting him.
I'm saying that you said that BJP had done a very little role in Gujarat and they had a base that was set by INC. But can you vote Congress just because of their past? I can say that Congress was very well led by leaders like Indira Gandhi. But now if you look at the present, most of them are corrupt people and you cannot just vote Congress.
I'm saying if they are doing corruption, remove them. I never said that. You are just creating it up. I say vote for the right people. Vote.
Yes, vote for the lesser evil if everybody is evil.
But we cannot say that BJP is not doing anything in Gujarat just because it has got.
When did he say that?
I never said that.
You said
Okay,
it.
now I said that?
Yes, of course.
Now just took the entire blame on me. I said that he had the foundation to work on and he did work. But the foundation was laid by the National Congress. That is what I said. It is
But
not
we
equal to
cannot
what...
say on this basis
Now,
that
this is
BJP is wrong.
I have very little light with me. Part of the story. All the... Is the outcome of the elections too predictable, or does any other party even stand a chance?
It's actually too predictable. And
Why?
why? Because people are stupid.
You are consistently saying people are stupid. People are stupid.
Look, can I say something? Who is Modi? He's a criminal.
He is not a criminal.
Exactly what proved by the court. I show you right now. I showed you right now. People saw it. The court never proved me guilty. The court never proved me guilty. Still, these people know that I shot him.
No, that. But who knows that who did the right?
The common people whose voices never reach there.
Actually, it has been reached. The voices of the Muslims have been
You
reached.
about driving and stuff.
No, I never tried it.
Yeah, so that's what it could have been done. And the outcome is actually too predictable in a country like India. Modi never studied everywhere, and
What is wrong about it?
what's wrong about it?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No.
BJP has been in power many times. Look where we are. This is
BJP has been in power, but when Narendra Modi was in power, he was in power, he is in power.
how we say when Narendra Modi is in power, become progress and become like Gujarat, the whole country.
We need to give them a chance. We have been talking all about chances.
That's not give them a chance. It's not.
Okay, interjections. Sit down.
You just said you don't want to give him a chance. If you don't want to give somebody a chance, then how will you expect them to show you results?
Yeah, exactly.
What I'm trying to say here is that AAP should actually, this time AAP should come. Because it's a whole new...
We are board of BJP ने कुछ नहीं किया बहुत कहा We are board of Congress ने कुछ नहीं किया बहुत
That's what I'm saying. Actually, we're board of Congress and BJP. And what actually Arvind Kejriwal doing wrong? He's just providing people with choices and that's not right.
You know, on a personal note, I prefer AAP myself, but you have to give them some time to mature. They have to learn the ways of the trade first. You can't just expect a 5-month-old baby to just work like that.
10 minutes to be left, so we wrap up it fast. Sit down. Your question. Our knowledge about the current political scenario, does it contribute to our country's development or it just helps to increase our general knowledge?
Well, it does help in shaping the country because until and unless we know what's going on in the country, we can't really.
You know what is going on in the country, what will you do?
Well, I
We
can
can debate here, but
debate here and I can also influence others around me that this is happening in the country if they do not know. I can help more and more people who have the right to vote because they're above 18.
yes,
They can
we
help.
cannot do anything on the individual level, correct?
Yes,
But
as
we
of
can
now.
influence. Right. And you think, how will it help? How will it help?
Well, as more and more people will realize that that what is going on, the situation, the scenario of our current politics, they will form their own opinions. They will spread the message that yes, vote. We should vote because if you're tired and sick of all the problems that the country has been facing, we have to do something to actually bring that change about. Nobody is going to do it but us.
Prediction on that? Yeah, sure.
So I'd just like to say that if the political arena would not have changed, we would never be having this debate also. Because it was always against BJP and Congress and we were not much interested. But AAP came into this political scenario and through that only, we all have gained so much knowledge and through that only this debate is also happening. So it is really molding us.
Yes, okay. Thank you very much. Now the last question to Anushka Agnihotri. Do you think that, this is a very obvious question, that elections have become Modi versus Gandhi rather than BJP versus Congress? And is the nation bound to suffer because of the face-off of two individuals?
Yes, I think that the elections have become Modi versus Gandhi and not BJP versus Congress. And the political parties have symbolized their parties in the name of the candidate for the Prime Minister. And yeah, the country could suffer because it's not only the Prime Minister.
Congress never named Rahul Gandhi as the Prime Minister candidate. Yes. We are just presuming Rahul Gandhi to be the Prime Minister candidate, but what if Congress wins, Priyanka Gandhi comes into power?
But that's what everyone's presuming.
We are just presuming. Okay. Siddharth.
Priyanka Gandhi becoming the Prime Minister, that is also a very big
Yes,
thing.
that is
Big
very favorable outcome. But we are not considering that fact. We are not going that ways. They are only bothered about Modi and Gandhi. And so, I prove my point that if elections 2014 are only about them, the nation will suffer. With this, I wrap up the debate. And I would like to call Father Principal to give few words about the debate, about the message of the youth. Okay, and till then, the results will be tabulated. Father? Thank you.
बहुत मतलब पिक्चर क्वालिटी अच्छी आती है, निकॉन बेटर फीचर्स प्रोवाइड करता है और कैनन की क्वालिटी बेटर है।
Good morning. We don't have much time. It was a good debate, but we need more time. Each one tried to present their opinion, but there was no in-depth discussion. So I would have loved to have. But whatever may be, in my perception, India needs a political change. That is the need of all. Whether it be a Congress, whether it be a BJP, whether it be an Aam Aadmi Party, it is for the people to take. Today, if everyone is talking about India becoming a powerful nation in terms of culture, in terms of economy, in terms of socio-cultural heritage, and also politically. And in order to have that, we need to have correct leaders. Today, what is the danger as many? How can an individual become more powerful than the party itself? For my question. It has never happened in the Indian political scenario. Though Congress was ruled by family tradition like Mrs. Gandhi, followed by her son, later a grandson. But today what has happened is, with regard to BJP, Namo has become more powerful than BJP. Is it the right head? Is it the right candidate? It is for us to judge. And similarly, Rahul Gandhi, our Congress, seem to be struggling with the lack of leadership. As somebody beautifully said, if you see the post-independent scenario, they have been given enough time to rule the country. But where are they gone? So these are some of the questions. My opinion is India needs a change, and that change is going to be brought by the youngsters, just younger to you, who are going to vote for the first time. They will decide the future destiny. So let us wait and see. I am not convinced of the leaders projected as of now, neither Kejriwal, nor Narendra Modi, nor Rahul Gandhi. Then where do we go? It's a question. Are we going to bring someone from the heaven? But we have to choose someone from what is available. So at the end I would say, choose the lesser evil. Somebody beautifully said, choose the lesser evil. I don't know whether you know this moral principle. Who is the lesser evil? You will decide. And I cannot enumerate that because each one's perspective is different. But in my opinion, at this juncture, India is very dire need of a good leader who will take India much ahead, not only politically and also in terms of the economy. And I would request all of you, you have not read well, you need to go back. Even Arvind Kejriwal, there's a lot of talk about, but nobody went to the point. What he did right and where he went wrong. Similarly, Namo. And how many of you know, everybody is talking about Gujarat is the most developed state. Who told you? Do you think the data presented by Narendra Modi is correct? In my opinion, no. There is more than 50-60% polls. I can give you the data. We have Jesuit fathers working in rural Gujarat. I will give you the data. So this is where the wrong propaganda is being given to people. So people are in confusion. So since you don't have a voting right, pray that we may choose right leaders. People may be enlightened and empowered to choose right leaders. That would be my request. It is a long topic. I think bell is gone, and we will later take it up for further discussion. Now, Biju sir will announce the best 3 speakers.
Due to paucity of time, I am not going to speak further. Like since inception media till last year, I think they have gone a long way, and it's a new venture, open debate. There are some lacunae we need to work out. And speakers, when you speak, I think outside this door there is tremendous Modi wave. Here, there is no Modi wave inside this auditorium. Okay, most of the panelists, had different opinion than the generally outside. Fine. Let us vote for India. Let's vote for change. Okay, let India grow to new heights. The results standing third is Rahul Sarada Ifa. Siddharth Singh Rawat has been adjudged the second winner. And the first prize goes to Siddharth Singh. Thank you.
Okay, on behalf